Welcome to Vegas. It's the first semifinal in the Mountain West Bracket Week presented by Kubota. Utah State had the early advantage. Nevada made it surge. Aggies on top right now. They, in convincing fashion, dispatched of UNLV, the quasi-host, yesterday, while Nevada came back from down double digits to Best Grand Canyon after blowing out Air Force in the first round. These teams split on the regular year. Each time the home team came away the victor. Utah State in this game missed 10 of its first 13 from the field, but then hit 4 in a row, has been perfect at the line, and has established tempo on both sides. What have you seen in this early stage?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. The early stage of this game, both teams were struggling offensively. I think you got to give both teams' defense a lot of credit for that. But over the last 5 minutes or so, Utah State's been able to take those stops, get the ball up the floor quickly, and get into some type of flow on the offensive end, whether it's in transition attacking the rim or in half court, get the ball moving side to side.
Moments ago, our own Evan Washburn caught up with the veteran Nevada head coach, Steve Alford.
86 free throws last night. I knew we weren't going to get any tonight, so we just got to play through all this.
How about the transition? I know that was a priority too.
The transition hurts, but you got to protect shooter at the other end, and that we've just got to be more physical.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at who is on the court, brought to you by Kubota. Both teams' depth has shown. Jared Calhoun of Utah State shared with us this morning he would play 10. He had played his 10th man 7.5 minutes into the game. Nevada similarly has got a little deeper earlier this game.
They have, but I think you got to get Corey Camper untracked. 0 of 5 from the field, 0 points after a great 27-point effort last night.
Blow it off, offensive foul as Collins took the triple. Looks like that'll go on Zach Keller. That is his second. So this is our game summary. There were a lot of missed layups in the infancy of the game. Took a bit of time for the traction to come.
Yeah, and it's not like those were wide open layups that you absolutely would count as 2 points. This defense for both Nevada and Utah State has been flying around, contesting everything at the rim. I know the officials called a lot of fouls last night. They're not calling as many tonight. Both teams have to adjust.
Nevada, Chuck Bailey III picked up his second, a little less than the 8-minute mark. Here a foul on that drive. Zach Keller now with 2 for Utah State. And you believe the Bailey foul is highly impactful for Nevada?
It really is, because he's got the defensive pedigree to be able to really slow down Falslip and or Collins, depending on his assignment at the time. He's got the size, the strength, and the athleticism to challenge them.
Foul to Drake Allen, his first off entry. Von Weems try to explode and count it. Continuation and 1.
Great job from Weems there. He's the trigger man on the outlet, or excuse me, on the inbounds. Attacks Templin and Allen, who are out of position. Finishes through contact. He was terrific last night. 16 points. He got himself to the free throw line where he was 10 of 11.
Foul to Templin, his first. The way he was shielding the ball there, it almost looked like a football player who was being taught not to fumble. And you've seen in Weems in this tournament an instinctive feel and an ability to dart and create action.
Well, he's really doing a good job as the season has progressed, moving without the basketball. A dominant scorer at the junior college level a year ago. Second leading scorer actually in those ranks. Now without the ball in his hands, has to find other ways to find impact scoring the ball.
What a reverse by Elamine, who's already had a furious jam in this game.
Struggled last night, did Elamine, mostly due to foul issues. He's come out, played really well so far.
Camper trying to get cooking. Rejected by Elamine, and then a silly foul in the face of Allen.
The length of Elamine stays down on the initial lift fake from Corey Camper Jr. Stays there, able to come up with a block shot, and that's a frustration foul there from Camper.
And it also brings about bonus, his first, team 7. So already as things stand, Utah State is +6 and takes and makes at the line. And here's a 1-and-1 for Drake Allen. He's been shooting in the low 60s. And he misses the first miss today. Weems has it. Points off turnovers right now favor Nevada 8-zip. Utah State has a 6-point edge. Coleman. Price has been quiet. He had some of those misses with physical defense early. Camper defended by Elamine. 8 to shoot. Comer behind the back, loses handle. 2 to shoot. They have to pop. Shot clock violation, a second on the game.
Well, they missed Camper initially on the baseline, coming off 2 screens to a flare, was wide open, but the ball pressure of Colby King didn't allow Comer to get in an area where he could deliver the pass.
Nevada in the Mountain West semis for the first time in 5 years. Utah State regulars, 4 in a row, 8 of 9. Who will be out of the championship? Templin, furious two-hand jam. What a lead bounce pass.
The bounce pass was great. The finish was even better.
Timeout, Nevada. (27-19), Utah State the largest lead of the game. Let's take a look at a Reese's player profile. Corey Camper Jr., first-team All-League for Nevada.
He's been a big-time scorer throughout this year. 3 times he's gone for 30-plus. He had 27 last night. Has forced the issue on a number of times. A couple of those shot clock winding down. He's 0 for 6, but give Utah State credit. When he's been open, there's been such great ball pressure. His teammates haven't been able to deliver him the ball on time and on target.
Biggest margin of the game. To Nevada, out of its called timeout, get a bucket. Price hounded by Templin, playing with a foul. Price kicks to Camper, extra pass, Lowry, up fake, Duke to the defender, and he floats it home. A bit of an exhale, a clap of the hands for Steve Alford. Multiple subs to the table, including Player of the Year Mason Falslev for Utah State. Collins wanted it, now gets fed. Sees a seam, nice spin, lefty, rattles out. Comer, Price fighting for space, kickball. Here comes the return of Falslev and Zach Keller with 2 fouls.
Nice up fake there from Caleb Lowry to be able to attack the rim. No Utah State player reacted off the weak side to contest at the rim. Sure, that will be addressed at the next dead ball by Jared Calhoun, but they have been flying around defensively. Haven't resulted in turnovers. Only 1 for Nevada, but Nevada hasn't been able to get any clean looks.
Ball coughed up. King, Lee, Falslev, finish, what a follow! Adlon Elamine lives above the rim.
That's why you don't quit on a play. Elamine follows in transition. Falslev the miss. The thunderous putback from Elamine.
Are you surprised Keller's back with 2 fouls? Camper for 3, got it, his first bucket.
Not necessarily surprised he's back. Templin has been productive, but you want to give him a little bit of a break. I would imagine right after the next media timeout, Templin comes right back in.
It's Keller setting the screen, lying it away. Allen instead feeds it. Falslev. Weems all over him. Elamine. He can shoot it, even with that size. 5 to shoot. Allen, Elamine, bobble. Hot potato saves in 1 second. Oh, fire. Falslev nearly stripped it now. A foul. That'll be King with his first.
The way it's been going for Elamine early in this game, you figured that desperation heave from the corner would have dropped. But Colby King, you've got to have a little bit more constraint in that situation. You can't foul 90 feet away from the basket.
And that is now 6 on Utah State, so 1 away from bonus in Nevada's favor. The Wolfpack raced Amir Robinson to the table to sub, but the ball had already been entered. Camper on the wing. Hard denial of Price. Lowry.
I think the Elamine is really bothering Camper Jr.
King pokes it. Leaking ahead. Bucket.
Just as I mentioned, Nevada has done a great job taking care of the basketball. They've turned it over here 2 times in the last minute and a half or so.
Points off turnovers now nearly even. It was 8-zip. It's now 8-6. Here's King. Camper lurking in the left corner. 7 to shoot. Weems rattles it in.
So strong, attacking the defender's body, get him off balance, spin away from the contact to a finish. He has really played well second half of Mountain West plays, really become accustomed to this level.
Ball slab, rainbow miss. Great boxing board by Price. Camper. Comer. Hits heel. Long forward tip controlled by Lowry. Camper mid-lane. Rolls down.
Caleb Lowry should get a double assist for that one. Flips it back to Camper for the easy floater. See if that gets Camper going, who struggled up to that.
Nevada began 2 of 14. Much cleaner since. False left to Keller. Extra pass. King loads. What a foul! Drake Allen! Defenders beware!
That is your point guard, ladies and gentlemen, on the putback dunk. You had mentioned Keller in with 2 fouls. He's lucky he didn't pick up a moving screen up top. Absolutely leveled Weems there.
Allen's down. Weems seemed to be nursing his ankle. Camper in and out. And Lamine can feel it. He's been a hot hand. What a pass to Allen. Fouled hard by Camper. Oh, and he's down. An ugly-looking foul. That's going to be the second on Nevada's top scorer. Could it be more than a common foul?
Well, it looked as if it was a clean play on the ball. I think it looked worse than the intention of just contesting the shot. Utah State fans don't like it. I'm sure the officials will take another look to see if it should be upgraded to an F1, but play on the ball, but he got an awful lot of arm and body to body on the chest. Would not be surprised if that's upgraded to an F1.
I mean, the arm went right against his face.
He just couldn't quite elevate as high as Drake Allen.
The previous play is under review.
We'll be back as the officials take a look and clean up this mess. Utah State up 5.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota, your compact equipment provider. By AT&T, connecting changes everything. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Back in Las Vegas, a 5-point affair. Utah State the lead. Drake Allen, as we left, hammered midair by Corey Camper Jr., his second foul. The officials were at the monitor while we were away, and Michael Irving just informed us officially a flagrant 1 assessed. How is Drake Allen, who was writhing on the floor for a long time after that hard foul?
Yeah, that was a nasty fall. Getting another look at it. On first glance, it looked like a good contest, but a little bit too much body sending Drake Allen sprawling to the floor. Good piece of officiating by the officials.
And keep in mind that Allen is the point guard for Utah State. He is able to go out here now and shoot his free throws. And Corey Camper Jr. is the decided scoring star in the funnel of the offense for Nevada. He now has 2. So flagrant 1, his second foul of this game, and you have to think under 2 minutes, 5-point game, he's sitting rest of the way, right?
I would think he would sit the rest of this half, but don't forget, he can score in bunches. He's struggled tonight, but it hasn't necessarily due to his performance. It's the performance defensively of Utah State making him play in a crowd every time he touches it.
Let's check in with Evan.
Yeah, obviously good sign here with Allen at the line, looking to be okay after that fall. But Vaughn Weems for Nevada, he was more shaken up during that timeout. Athletic training staff working on that right leg. You see he has a sleeve on that leg, but he was walking with a noticeable limp. Good sign, obviously he's back out on the floor, but something to keep an eye on here in the final 144.
Appreciate that. Yeah, he did seem to be noticeably slowed a bit on that last offensive possession. So one of the 2 misses Utah State's had at the line in its 11 tries. By contrast, Nevada, which set the Mountain West tournament single game free throws made record yesterday, is only 2 for 2. Can the Aggies add on? Allen with the trigger. Lob to Falslow. He's defended by Weems. Keller fouled by Price. That'll be his second. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Brent Stover and the rest of the crew will get you caught up with all the latest news, scores, and highlights in college basketball that heads your way. AT&T at the half. We could have some more bid thieves right now here, Dan.
Well, Utah State clearly in the tournament as of now, but everyone else in the Mountain West, particularly New Mexico, San Diego State, on that bubble. Nevada would need to win to get in the tournament, but it has been a topsy-turvy last couple days throughout many of the conference tournaments.
Now that last foul went on Lowry as his first. Allen is out. Colby King is in. You like the depth at point guard with King being able to spell him now and then.
It's a little bit of a change of pace as compared to Drake Allen. Drake Allen pushes it well in transition, but a lot of it's from the pass. Colby King a little bit more on the dribble, but both of them do a great job taking care of the basketball. Over 2.2 assists to turnover on the season for both of them.
Price fighting for space. Lowry lurks in the corner, rolls out for Weems. He thought he got hit. Collins crossover. False lift, transition, shovel corner, three ball, rebound. Tucker Anderson does it from there.
He hit a big three in that late second half push for Utah State last night. Started his career at Central Arkansas. Has been inconsistent this year, but he can really shoot it from beyond the arc when he gets his feet set.
Templin ready to sub. Slam on the brakes. Price trying to fight through and one. And he went right at Keller.
Well, if you're Nevada, you've got to somewhat feel good about where you're at, considering Camper has struggled 2 of 9 from the field, and that's Price's first bucket of the evening. He dealt with foul issues last night. We get another look at that Anderson three from deep in the corner. You know, these Utah State players have such a good understanding of where their opportunities are going to come from. Runs the floor deep into that corner in transition, allowing Anderson the opportunity.
They took 45 free throws yesterday. This is their third attempt in this game. 48 seconds until halftime. Templin snatches the board. He had been waiting to sub. That last foul to Keller, his third. Anderson again. Tip to control by Nevada.
That was a 2-for-1 three to try to get yourself another opportunity. You might have thought it was a quick three. It was really a 2-for-1 opportunity.
7-second differential. Price against Templin. Extra defender comes. Weems misses. Price rebound. Foul. And Templin went down after the shot rejection try.
What a rebound in traffic there from Elijah Price, seemingly jumping over 2 guys to get himself fouled and back to the free throw line. That's not much of a foul.
The foul went on the help underneath of Tucker Anderson as his first. You can hear what the Aggie fans think of it here.
You can almost take your pick on who that foul was. It could have been Anderson, Price, or Templin. I would have been okay with either one of those three.
Free throw make, 16.8. What are you thinking?
Well, you got to get the ball up the floor quickly. I would imagine Drake Allen or MJ Collins in a pick and roll of some sort. If it's false lift handling, that would work as well, but get the ball up quick into a pick and roll action and then a second action of some kind, maybe a wide pin down to create an opportunity if you don't get anything off the pick and roll.
Price, who struggled at the stripe yesterday, the only Wolfpack man who did, converts. Aggies can hold. 5 out, 10 seconds. Templin screen, Allen spin, shoved by Weems. Collins behind Templin, feeds it back. Lefty leaner. Heed well short. And they get the final bucket before the break, the expansion to 7.
The patience on that possession from San Diego State. A lot of good teams will speed up. Collins passes up a good look to get a great one with Templin on the roll.
Let's go to Evan with Carson Templin.
Yeah, the man of the moment. Take me through that last play and how you were able to get that bucket.
We're running a play for MJ there. He's one of the best scorers of the country, so A lot of times 2 guys will fly at him, leaves me open.
This is a physical game. That's what we expected. How do you make sure your squad comes out on top in the second half?
You know, we got to be physical but disciplined. Got to make sure we show our chest, show our hands, and we'll be all right.
Carson, thanks.
Thank you so much.
All the stars out of breath when they meet Evan. The hair holds up. We got a 7-point game at the break. After these messages, it's AT&T at the half. Utah State 39, Nevada 32. It's Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Welcome back to Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. The 1 seed, Utah State, a touchdown advantage on the 5 in Nevada. Second half about to get underway. We welcome you courtside. John Sadak, Dan Dickow, Evan Washburn in a bit. What did you see in that first?
Well, I thought both teams got off to a slow start, kind of feeling things out. Then Utah State started getting into a better flow, both in transition and in the half court, but Nevada's hung in there, even though they haven't shot it very well from the field.
Dunk City might be in Las Vegas here tonight.
It might be. Utah State, all of their 2-point field goals have been in the paint. 3 of them have come off of dunks in different ways. Transition, pick and roll action, but the most spectacular, Drake Allen on the putback.
Started from the bottom. Wolfpack just 4 of 5 on free throws. They had 45 tries in the quarterfinal, plus 5 in fast break points for Utah State. Nevada led in scoring by Von Weems, who moments ago spoke with Evan.
Vaughn, what was the message in that locker room, especially defensively, to try and slow them down?
Just we need to stop them in transition. A lot of their points have came in transition, and we already know going into the game that's what they like to do, and we just have to stop that coming out of here.
This is a physical game. Looked like you were a bit hobbled at one point. How are you feeling physically?
Feeling good now. Got a little ice on it. I'm ready to get back out there and battle with my boys.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Bench points went 14-7. Utah State championed by Carson Templin, who tied Weems for the game high with 9 points. Corey Camper Jr., 2 of 9 shooting for Nevada.
I think they've got to get him as well as Elijah Price going here in the second half. Templin may have got away with a walk there.
Elamine to Templin off the shovel, misses.
Templin usually, Templin usually first man off the bench, but with Keller having 3 fouls in that first, made an adjustment.
And what a mismatch. Price against Drake Allen. Good idea, get it to him, and a foul on Allen, his second.
Price, a terrific job running the floor in transition, recognizing that Templin was on the floor. You got numbers advantage. Take advantage.
Wolfpack led for 30 seconds in the first half. Trailed for almost 17 minutes by as many as 9. Camper picked up a flagrant late in the first. A miss again.
That's a good look, though. Combined 3 of 13 in the first half, Camper and Price. Those are the kind of looks that Steve Alford wants.
Lots of movement off ball. Allen, Templin on high. Hits heel. Longer board, tracked down by Collins. Allen wanted it. Off the fake. Kick to Collins. Floats it home. Miss. Trying to fight for it. Squirts out of bounds. Utah State ball. What do you see for the Aggies in terms of the big dance?
Well, right now, most bracketologists, including our own CBS Sports, has them as an 8. I think if by chance they can win the Mountain West title, they could move up as high as a 6. They're going to need some help, but you want to stay out of that 8-9 game because you don't want to play a 1 seed in round 2 if you can win the first game.
Mountain West in 4 more in 4 straight years. Collins misfire on the 3. This year, that is in some peril. Our second semifinal, San Diego State, New Mexico. First 4 out, both of them. It's likely an elimination game. Oh, threaded to Lowry. Corner, Weems. Air ball. Elamine weak side. Now Allen glides it across. False left. Did have his share of dimes in the first. The students traveled well. The Aggies are shooting toward that large student section. False left. 5 to shoot. Improvises and hits.
Seemingly nothing there, but with the great patience and the footwork, is able to find a way to squirt it off the glass.
Quick sub at the table for Nevada. Camper out of the corner. Elamine's had him a lot. Screened by Price. Bullying against Falslip. Help from Templin. Ball loose. Falslip barks out the command. Allen Rose. Got it! The biggest lead of the game!
Exactly the start that these Aggie fans wanted. Back-to-back buckets extends the lead. Nevada wants to talk it over.
A quick timeout from Steve Alford. Down a game worse doesn't.
Push in transition. Pass up a good shot in the corner. Get a great one up top from Drake Allen. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Tune in to Geico's new docuseries Miles That Matter, coming soon to Paramount Plus.
Here in Las Vegas, the Aztecs pouring in, set for the other semifinal. A great rivalry, two perennial powers, Aztecs and Lobos of New Mexico. Well, should the last spark for the Aggies have happened? Watch Mason Falslip here. After the ball is ripped free, he's out of bounds.
That is a matter of inches sometimes that pop up in the month of March. Couldn't quite get both of those feet back in bounds. Missed opportunity to create next possession for Nevada.
It's an 11-4 Utah State run, bridging halftime. Out of the Nevada timeout, Weems in and out. Elamine weak side wanted it more.
Utah State is rebounding about as well as they have throughout the year. +6 on the glass now. They have been flying in from the weak side.
Collins to Templin. Hear that clapping? The student section wearing the gloves. Spectrum Magic traveling the gloves to make that clapping louder. Cough it up. Armo trading, sprawling, tied up by Templin, a jump. It'll be Nevada ball. You love that effort, though, from both men.
Without a doubt. Both Templin and Armo trading getting on the floor for the loose ball. Too many times you'll see players reach down to pick up the ball. You got to dive on that floor for the loose ball.
Those gloves, all part of a choreographed routine. I mean, they are loud and intense. We have some great fan representation here at the Mountain West Tournament.
Lots of these teams have fan bases that travel extremely well. That goes to show just how difficult it is to win on the road in this league.
Price gets doubled. Up fake, bad pass. Allen rips it away from Armo trading. Allen, what a pass to Falslip. Hot potato off his hands.
About the cleanest look that Falslip would have had tonight. Couldn't quite come up with it. Right on the money. What the heck?
And already Nevada rolling the inbound a bit?
Saving as many precious seconds as you can, but that does seem a little early.
Some extended defense here from Utah State.
Back into a zone, but then they'll go to man on that first pass on occasion they did there.
Off the turnover, hard rejection on Collins. Remember, Nevada turns it over the least in the Mountain West. But in their loss when they split against Utah State, 9 steals for the Aggies, 14 turnovers for the Wolfpack. Foul to Comer, his first.
One of those things for Utah State is they emphasize divisions defensively. Get you out of your rhythm. When they come up with a full turnover, they will push it up the floor as fast as anybody in this conference.
Money. Long before the playoffs, these athletes put in the miles, driven by the people who believed in them first. Geico presents a new docuseries, Miles That Matter, following players like A.Z. Fudd, Trey McKinney, and Afisa Collier on their journey to the championship. Streaming March the 16th on Paramount Plus.
An important stretch here coming up for Nevada before you get to the under 16 media timeout. Utah State has done a nice job of disguising their defenses, coming up with a turnover or two and getting out in transition. Got to find a way to get Camper in particular untracked.
Collins misses, tapped out of bounds by Utah State. Every time I hear you talk about rhythm, Keep hearing John Mulaney doing the bit about the student presentation in Chicago. Get them off their rhythm. And how does Nevada then find its rhythm? How does it establish some poise and consistency?
Well, it's first off playing within the concept Steve Alford always talks about. Read and react. Don't be a robot on that court. You drive to penetrate, compress the defense, find open shooters. If you're a screener, if that's your role, set a good one to get a teammate open.
Camper to Comer. Elbow J on the way. The big binder method.
That wasn't necessarily the smoothest of offensive possessions, but Comer hits a big shot. But again, you get the ball into the paint. Defense reacts into help, takes away your opportunities. No Aggies there to close up the gap.
Into the backcourt, saved. Just barely there by Allen.
Allen may have been on the line. Steve Alford pointed to it.
Keller is in. He had 3 fouls, part of why he did not begin the second. Templin did. Out of the corner, Elamine!
Conference tournaments require someone to step up in unexpected moments. Elamine has been that tonight. 11 points now. That was a big 3.
And hard fighting off ball. Price and Elamine a whistle. When the bigs are dropping it from deep, Dan, it can get ugly.
Scoreless the last 3 regular season games for Elamine, but he has been great tonight in the corner 3 to extend the lead for Utah State.
Because I wouldn't have this opportunity without Coach Calhoun, this staff, and all you guys. Sorry. Yeah. But I'm going to be the head coach at Tarleton State. Yeah.
Can't get enough of those fun moments in the locker room, and a special moment for Eric Hout as he announced, as you can see there, that he's going to be the head man at Tarleton State. And he's been an assistant in college basketball, guys, for over 20 years. He has history with Jared Calhoun. They actually competed against each other as players. Hout at Kent State, Jared Calhoun at Cleveland State, and he is the defensive mastermind of what has been an absolute turnaround to the defensive unit here with the Aggies. And he will stay with the team throughout whatever or however long their run is through March, but he's recruiting, building his staff at night, but still diagnosing this defense for Utah State. But this group couldn't be happier for Eric Hout, and congrats to the new head man at Tarleton State.
I love it. Thank you, Evan. He was at Northern Kentucky baffling Jared Calhoun's Youngstown State teams. A whistle here on entry. Foul before the break went to Elamine. Jared Calhoun has a dynamic offense, but it was stymied consistently by Hout's D, which was informed. You had asked today about those zone principles, derivative of Ralph Willard.
Yeah, it's interesting how the basketball coaching trees are so intertwined.
On the spin, Collins, tough shot, miss. Armo trading.
Maybe the first force on the offensive end here in the second half for Utah State.
Rollison, Paul Sliv at the table. Against the big and Elamine. Help from King. Lowry just barely got to him. Camper misses. Allen. Elamine. Fall away. His night.
Pass up a good 3. Attack the closeout. Get in the paint and use your length over the top.
It is a 17-6 run going back to the first, 13-2 here in the second. Tip ball, Camper, who has to ignite for Nevada. Armo trading, trying to fight for space. Keller playing with 3 fouls. Armo trading on the wing, 6 to shoot. Now trying to back in. Got it.
Terrific defensive possession for Utah State. They funneled the ball to Armo trading with the shot clock winding down. They will live with that shot, but we'll see if that's the spark to get Nevada going.
Allen. Behind the Keller screen, misses. Tipped by Keller, controlled by Rollison. Bailey picked up 2 fouls at the under 8. Rollison too hard. Lost by Armo trading. Allen right through the defenders. Now, Nevada can rally. They showed that against Grand Canyon. They showed that in their win against Utah State when they closed the game on a 15-6 run.
And the fact that they've got shooters and scorers like Camper, who have yet to get on track, gives them a little bit of sign of life.
And Camper at least will get to the line here on that drive. Catch more conference tournament action tomorrow here on CBS Sports Network. A-10 semifinals get underway. 1 Eastern, St. Louis Dayton, VCU, St. Joe's. And don't miss the championship Sunday, 1 Eastern on CBS.
How about St. Louis and the job Coach Schertz is doing? Comes over from Indiana State, brings Robbie Avila with him. They had a number of good wins in the non-conference. Such a fun offensive group to watch.
Well, we've seen some high-seeded teams go down in the conference tournament landscape. Who were some of the teams that could swipe a spot in the big dance?
Well, I think the second game of this night here at the Thomas and Mack are two that are at the top of the list. San Diego State, New Mexico.
The Utah State, a virtual lock. Canadian seeding, but those two are right now on the edge of the outside looking in. A costly miss at the line.
Well, I think the one that a lot of teams on the bubble are pulling against would be Ole Miss. 15 and 19, I believe, on the season, but they have made it deep into the SEC conference tournament. And it would be hard to bet against Chris Beard and to want him out. One of the best coaches in the country. They just have been inconsistent throughout the year.
Rain of the lane giveaway. They bested Alabama. They're on to the SEC semis. Trail 3. Lowry hits heel. Keller has it. Allen sees Falslip. Falslip weaved into the right corner. King trying to wrap around, coughed it up. Off the face of a teammate, Falslip. Fake the pass, then gives it later.
Nevada starting to show some signs of fatigue. That'll happen 3 games in 3 days. See if they've got one more push in them.
Allen, lob to King. On the spin, and one! Aggie annihilation!
Deflection leads to a turnover, leads to a run out. It's got this Aggie faithful on their feet. Drake Allen the steal, the look ahead to Colby King, the spin move to the finish. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
(56-37). Utah State has outscored Nevada 17-5 since the break. No team turns it over less in the Mountain West than Nevada. Just 10 times a game. How about 7 already since the break? And we're not halfway through the second.
The changing defenses of Utah State, sometimes zone, sometimes man, has really been difficult for Nevada to get into a flow offensively, but you got to give a lot of individual credit to Drake Allen. 3 steals on the night. He's spearheaded the top of that zone many times.
Foul before the break went to Rollison. Points off turnovers began the game 5-zip Nevada. It is since 16-3 Utah State, 10 love this half. The students have been sprung free for the Aggies. Blind pass finds Bailey. Falslip defends. Time ticking. Screen by Price, 5 to shoot. Weems has to hoist. Short shot clock violation. That's the 3rd on the night for the Utah State defense.
I think Falslip got a hand on that, but Weems didn't recognize the shot clock was winding down until it was too late.
Let's go to Evan.
Yeah, and we've talked about deflections a lot with the Utah State defense, and I love the term that Jared Calhoun gave us earlier today, the wipers. Look out for the wipers. Guys, just active hands constantly. When you're floor level here, you can see it. It's like windshield wipers all over the court.
Wheels on the bus come to mind? That's exactly right, but I like that. False left. Tipped and a foul. Yeah, there's just such activity in that defense. That was the focal point where Jared Calhoun thought his Aggies needed to get better to make noise in March.
And they were a really good defensive team a year ago. I think part of it was due to the fact that it was a new type of zone to this league. Sometimes being the new fangled concept can be difficult to deal with, but he's built upon what they did in year one, added some of the nuances like the wipers in the hands, and it's made this Aggies defense really difficult to deal with.
Foul went to Price his second. You saw that contact a moment ago right to the noggin for Falslev, who took a hard fall in yesterday's quarterfinal, slamming on his backside, his back, and his head. He's had some tailbone issues he's been battling. Off the miss, Bailey. You heard the music earlier, now or never. That is so the case for Nevada. They need a massive run. Hard screen by Price. Homer trying to shield. Off the cut. Weems foul.
I've been really impressed with Weems over the last 2 days and his growth from when I saw him in person earlier this season. His willingness to cut and the timing of his cuts. It's difficult to go from such a big-time scorer like he was at North Idaho College, where he averaged 28 a game, to now being the second or third option and finding your spots. He's done that without the ball in his hand a lot.
Foul to Anderson, his second. Weems led Nevada with 9 points at the break. He's still at 9. He's 0 for 3 from the field since halftime. He does convert on his first point since the break. Now, this Nevada team can score. But that's where one of the points that Jared Calhoun made to you this morning, Dan, he thought it was critical for his Aggies to score, not just to get points.
Well, what it does is it allows you to set your defense up. You see after a made free throw, that allows you to really set up full court pressure, with which they've done on multiple occasions. But even a made basket allows you to set up in a zone where typically most teams who switch defenses, if it's a miss, you go back to man.
This was the first chance in a while for Nevada to try to respond in kind. There is such life off ball for Utah State. They are fun to watch. Keller dives, 9 to shoot. Perryman. 2 seconds. Long board, Nevada. Comer, right down the heart of the lane, misses. Weems has it. Putback.
But that was the first time Nevada's truly been able to get ahead of steam in transition and a clear opportunity at the rim. Comer not able to finish, but Weems right there for the putback.
Fast break points are 16 to 3 Utah State. Falslev, hard screen by Keller. Nice, no look. Perryman loads. Tipped by Falslev to Weems.
Signs of life for Nevada on the defensive end the last couple of possessions.
Falslev takeaway. Calhoun was on bent knee talking with Allen to sub. Price the bounce. Bailey bucket. Timeout, Utah State. We'll take one as well. Jared Calhoun fired up. He could feel that little surge coming.
Our goal for our kids has always been, whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability.
Can't play a perfect game, but what you can control is my energy, my effort, my intensity.
I miss those moments in the car because it is quality time. We couldn't recreate how things unfolded.
When it's down to one play, you want AZ Fudd to get the ball.
Coming up next, come back here to Vegas, catch New Mexico, San Diego State, our second semifinal here in the Mountain West Conference Tournament. Bracket Week continues right here on CBS Sports Network. That has the feel of an elimination game. This one right now is the feel of an early coronation. Utah State, the best in the Mountain West for most of the year, claimed the regular season title, and they have a Pretty large advantage on Nevada, but a 6-0 Wolfpack run prompted an Aggie timeout. Drake Allen among the subs. He was right near midcourt, and Jared Calhoun before the timeout on bent knee was nearly at the midcourt line himself, giving him instruction before he signaled he wanted time. Thread, bounce pass, what a look!
How did that get through? Miles Walker there as well in help side for Nevada, but somehow sneaks through.
Touchdown Aggies. Miles Walker getting time out there. A loose ball.
Just look at how small this window is. The ball gets delivered. Wanted to go to full celeb, couldn't get it there. MJ Collins the back cut on Camper, but how Miles Walker or Camper couldn't come up with it, beyond me.
Walker only plays 8 minutes a game, the freshman out of Riverside, California. Steve Alford looking for any kind of life.
He's a guy that really can push in transition, get the tempo going, potentially in Nevada's favor to create opportunities, but defensively, look for him to pick up full court.
White hit in the act of a three. That's going to be a third on Anderson, and 3 free throws pending.
Not a good foul there for Tucker Anderson.
So he fouls a 31% three-point shooter who's at 82% at the line.
A situation like that, you just get in the the shooter's space and give it a contest. Rather than be slow to the closeout and contest than over-anxious and foul.
A lot of this latest spurt has come with Carson Templin getting some extended time on the pine. Elamine as well, who looks like he's ready to sub. And again, Jared Calhoun going over and talking to his Aggie about to sub in. Here comes Elamine, who has done damage right at the top.
He has been terrific tonight. 13 points, 6 or 7 from the field, but he's had a terrific impact defensively. He's got such length at 6'9", 7-foot wingspan. Usually plays on the wing. He can contest shots. He's quick enough to move laterally and keep guys in front.
Points left at the line there for Nevada. Normally that's such a stress for Steve Alford, a point of emphasis. Hard screen by Falslev. Collins probing dribble. Keller fouled as he soared.
We've talked a lot about Nevada and Camper moving without the ball, but Utah State provides the same type of attack. Continuous cutting, continuous moving. MJ Collins off the curl, help side comes. Little pocket pass to Keller, who doesn't finish, but he'll be at the line when we return.
Back in the glory of Las Vegas, 60-44 Utah State. It's time now for Every Step Matters, brought to you by Werner Ladder. Adlon Elamine elevating his game.
Well, the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip haven't affected him tonight. He has been on fire. 6 of 7 from the field. Those coming in a number of different ways in the half court in transition, following up with the monster slam for the Aggies.
For more, let's go to Evan.
If you can believe it, guys, Adlon Elamine didn't start for his high school team. It was a Northern Virginia powerhouse Catholic school, Paul VI, and multiple D1 commits, guys playing at Duke and some other top-tier programs. And this program at Utah State saw the potential in him, obviously the physical gifts. There was a bit of a recruiting battle with VCU and Iowa, who came in late, but some connections from Jared Calhoun and some family members of Elamine at a D2 school in West Virginia, and they feel like they've got a gem here. But can you imagine not playing for your high school team, or at least not starting, and now you're making big plays in the Mountain West?
There's talent everywhere. There are some loaded teams. There's a score. Appreciate that, Evan. Max Brent, who is one of the assistants for Jared Calhoun, was in the Division II ranks coaching Elamine's brother. And those ties aided the entry.
Well, we touched on coaching trees earlier, but it's the networking of so many coaches to coaches of other levels that lead to opportunities to find guys like Elamine.
Elamine a miss there, one of his few on the night.
Must have heard us singing his praises.
Oh, Falslev, the anticipation. Headman to Collins! Armo trading, altering, Elamine! Foul. So Armo trading now has 2.
MJ Collins, how many shot fakes can I get here? 3, 4. I can't get an opportunity. I'm going to give it to you.
Having a 6'9" man lurking on the block helps a lot.
I guess so.
Elamine's 6 made buckets tonight have tied a career high. He is 2 points shy of his career high. He had 15 against UNLV in mid-January. He's 1 point away. He made the point, Dan, of the stars that can shine somewhat unexpectedly in a conference tournament. I feel like that's a truism in a lot of sports playoff environments, right?
Without a doubt, because so many times the opposing team's scouting report is focused on the key guys, and rightfully so. And so it's the, quote, role players or the unassuming players that can step up in the biggest of moments, and Elamine has been that tonight.
Tayshawn Coleman, under 7 minutes, and a quality deficit for the Wolfpack. And a foul.
A little overzealous there in the help side. MJ Collins gives a thumbs up to the coaching staff. My bad, my bad.
He has his first. Nevada's been to the title game once when they won it in 2017. It was the last time the Mountain West only sent one team to the big dance. Foul off ball. Utah State's been to the championship a lot. 4 times, all in the last 7 years. Took the title in both 19 and 20.
And it doesn't matter who the coach has been. Utah State has almost seemingly been a coaching carousel over the last 7, 8 years. Whatever their administration does to find replacements has been spot on. You go from Craig Smith to Ryan Odom to Danny Sprinkle, Jared Calhoun now. They just don't miss a beat. It's a tremendous basketball culture that they have in Logan, Utah.
Last foul to Elamine, his 3rd, all since halftime. Price has not had a smooth evening either, and there's a miss. He missed 6 of 10 at the stripe yesterday, the only Wolfpack player that struggled there. So Price is down, Camper's down, and that means Utah State is up a bunch. Collins on the feed from Fossler. Pull it away. Nevada led this game for a whopping 33 seconds at 14 of 13. It's otherwise been an avalanche of Aggie offense and defense. Price fighting Fossler. Price fouled by the probing hands of Fossler. You mentioned the success that Utah State has had in its coaching ranks.
You look at Ryan Odom, went to VCU for a year. Now he's doing amazing things with Virginia. Could potentially be a 2 seed in the tournament. Danny Sprinkle off to University of Washington. Hasn't had the success maybe that they've wanted, but a lot of that's due to Washington going from the old Pac-12 to the Big Ten, which stylistically doesn't help them.
Now, generally, in the mid-major and mid-major plus ranks, that's kind of the good bad, right? As you're successful, as you gain traction, you get notoriety, and you try to reload and replace. But we did see St. Louis, an announcement or report earlier today that Josh Schertz has agreed to extend and stay with the Billikens. Could something like that start to happen more?
I feel so. I think a lot of it obviously depends on the coach, and if they love the institution and the location they're coaching at. But, you know, why mess with success? I think Coach Few at Gonzaga is the greatest example of that. He's had multiple opportunities that are known and a lot that aren't publicly known that he could have moved on to.
Camper gets a score. Utah State wants a timeout. A 15-point difference, and the Aggies will talk it over.
Camper doing one of the things he does best, moving without the basketball. Defense turns their head just a little bit. Back cut, the delivery from Price. Camper has struggled tonight. A A lot of it due to the Aggies really focusing in on him, making everything difficult. He has got such a scoring punch to him, though. Even with Nevada down 15, just under 6 minutes left, there is still the opportunity for the Wolfpack to climb back in this.
Well, Jared Calhoun told us in advance of the tournament itself that he thought his team was playing particularly for seeding. CBS Sports Bracketology and most national pundits have them in that dreaded 8-9, and you think the 1 seeds this year are so ferocious that can be worse than even most years.
Without a doubt, those 4 seeds, Duke, or the probable 4 seeds, there's still a lot of basketball left. Duke, Arizona, probably Florida and Michigan. They look dominant, although Duke with a couple injuries. Got some questions there. How do they finish out the ACC tournament? They had a close one the other day.
And Calhoun shared with us this morning, he thinks they're still right now in that 7-10 range. Templin fouled. But is it possible if you take the whole thing, if you win this game, and if you beat the winner of San Diego State, New Mexico, can you elevate to a 6, which changes the trajectory?
It really does change the trajectory. You know, Coach Calhoun talked to us a little bit about that the last couple days, but I know for a fact, in having talked to him on previous occasions, his focus for his players, task at hand. That's tonight's game.
Fowler Price is 4th. 3 have come since the break. The Aztecs getting set. One of the perennial powers. It's a swan song in a storied rivalry with New Mexico. They will be conference compatriots no more after their semifinals still to come.
We'll move to the new Pac-12, but you see just a short clip. They're working on closeouts, high hands, windshield wipers, what Utah State calls it. That program has been built defensively.
Weems into Templin, and 1 continuation.
17 points now on the night for Weems. With Camper struggling, they've needed him to step up, and he's done that. He's a straight line driver. Lefty typically goes to his left. If he goes right, he'll spin back left, but that time the advantage is just stay with the right.
Templin his 2nd. 9 fouls on Utah State. The last of the Nevada wanted ones is a miss. They have left points at the line in some small bunches. 6 of 16 misses, including that front end. A double bonus rest of the way. Foul there as Camper tried to force a turnover. That'll be his 3rd. So coming up next, 2 teams that are right now on the outside looking in. This is the tournament resume of New Mexico and San Diego State. Is that semifinal an elimination game?
I really think it is. I mean, most bracketologists, including ours, have them each on the first 4 out. A lot of the reason being they don't have the quad 1 or quad 2 opportunities that allow those resumes to shine. It's not due to the fact that they didn't try to schedule those games. Power conference teams wouldn't schedule them because they knew how good they were.
In and out of the first of the 1-and-1s for Utah State. Part of the blunt reality, really doesn't make a lot of sense for the power conference teams to schedule.
You're right. I've talked to a number of coaches in different leagues. There was a coach out of the WCC who was trying to build the schedule, made 300 phone calls to 300 different schools last year, and many of the Power Fours laughed at him.
Price doubled, has to call a timeout with 4 on the shot clock. It's going to be a tight window upon entry to get a bucket. We'll take a break. We'll be back with 4 on the timer. Back in Las Vegas, first of 2 Mountain West semifinals. The rubber match on the season series between Utah State and Nevada. The Aggies have held the lead for the overwhelming majority of this game. They've had 26 or more wins and a program record 4 straight years. They seek their 27th victory in this affair.
And they've done it without Player of the Year Mason Falslev having an impactful game. Only 6 points. They've gotten production from other guys like Elamine.
Weems miss. Armo trading weak side. A reset timer. Out of the timeout. A little extra life here for Nevada. Time is ticking on the Wolfpack. Lost on the roll. Backcourt violation.
And turnovers have haunted Nevada here in Las Vegas this week. A team that has averaged under 10 turnovers per game on the year. Struggled with it last night. 10 here in the second half alone.
Utah State has been in some cruise control, it feels like, for the last 5-7 minutes. Falslev, the lead. They share.
They do. Typically, those roles are reversed. Usually it's Allen to Falslev. That time, Allen on the cut, Falslev the nice finish.
We over me, part of their mentality. Camper against Falslev, who welcomes the matchup. Foul. Under 4, one last media. On the floor, 69-52. Jared Calhoun, I am the championship.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Werner, the official ladder of NCAA March Madness. Every step matters. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Oh, what a shot of the fountains here in Las Vegas. The ignition for Utah State often comes with its defense. It's been on point tonight.
It really has been. They forced 15 turnovers. They do it in a number of different ways to make you uncomfortable. Switch, be in the gaps, consistently make you play in a crowd, contest shots, but then also the windshield wiper hands, create deflections, leading to turnovers, igniting fast break opportunities.
Points off turnovers, plus 10 Utah State. Fast break, plus 13 Utah State. And it's those live ball turnovers, fuel for the fire.
Nevada's, when they've had a chance to get good looks, they've knocked them down here in the second half. 47% as opposed to 36 in the first half. It's just been a matter of too many turnovers. Something that they have not struggled with at all this year.
Camper hits 1 of 2. Price fronts the pressure. Falslev will trigger. And a 5-second violation. And Falslev showing frustration with his teammates.
There's got to be awareness. If you're not the inbounder, you have to also have a mental clock going off in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get open. Otherwise, it leads to a turnover.
This is from the leader of the team that's up 16 in this game. That shows his competitiveness. Armo trading over Keller. He's got a little throwback game to him.
He does. Does a good job sealing on roll block and finish with either hand over either shoulder.
Nice touch pass. Extra give. Elamine soars and misses. He's slow to get up. Numbers for the Wolfpack if they push. Weems down the lane. Armo trading kick. 3-ball. Walker.
5-point swing. What would have been a highlight dunk from Elamine leads to a putback 3 after the offensive rebound.
Miles Walker, deep bench guy, only had 5 made threes on the year. Camper shoulders Falslev. Remember, Camper had the flagrant in the first half. He's now got 4 fouls in the game.
Aggie fans don't like the physicalness of this foul, but oh my gosh, another look at that. Elamine missed dunk leads to a second chance opportunity 3 for the Wolfpack. But I'm saying the Aggie fans didn't like the physical contact on that foul, but that happens with Falslev. He initiates and delivers as much contact as he receives throughout a game.
Falslev hits. You saw his per game average well below that so far tonight. He is coming off, as you mentioned, 24 to lead the way in the quarters against UNLV. Is it possible? They're the regular season champs. They're the 1 seed. They were in the dance last year. They've been there regularly in recent years. Is Utah State underrated?
I think they are. I think Utah State, St. Mary's out of the WCC. you stay up on the East Coast, you're not getting a chance to see just how talented these teams are, but not just the talent, but how they play as a team.
10 on the timer. Price driving on Keller. Batted by Keller. Allen headman to Collins. Drop step, fouled. It'll go on Walker.
Good throw ahead pass from Allen in transition. MJ Collins is really shifty. He does a good job of changing directions to create opportunities in transition as well as in the half court.
Collins to the line. He's got 10. He is one of 4 Aggies in double figures. Double bonus, both teams rest of the way. Coming up next, join our college basketball experts in the studio. They'll talk all things conference tournaments. It's been a crazy week. Highlights, top plays, unmatched insights. Bracket week continues here on CBS Sports Network. I hope the conference tournaments are giving us a preview of what we might see. Could chaos return to March Madness?
Yeah, if you look at a season ago, no mid-majors in the Sweet 16. I really hope that changes.
It's part of the magic that first weekend. Walker getting time to shine. Saved by Weems. They need shots and points in a hurry. Camper against Elamine, who's been strong on both ends. Price doubled. 4 seconds. Armo trading. Barely got it off, and a whistle after the miss. Jared Calhoun thought it was a shot clock violation. He's tapping his head, and he's going right to the monitor. And they're going to challenge, thinking it should have been a shot clock violation.
With how deliberate Nevada was on that possession, you would have thought they were up 15. I think Utah State and their defense had more to do with not presenting an opportunity for Nevada until right as the shot clock winds down. They dodge a bullet and create an opportunity to get a chance to get to the free throw line where Armour Trading knocks down the first.
But it was just off in time. Now the foul to Keller is 4th. So Hamper and Price 4 apiece for Nevada. Keller is 4 for Utah State. We approach 2 minutes. Allen. Paulsley had it knocked free and a foul as Bailey jarred the ball loose.
Who is the pressure release there? None other than Mason Paulslev, understanding a trap's occurring out by half court. Get to the middle of the floor and be a release for your teammate.
Double bonus, so Paulslev can stride to the line. Yeah, the first matchup between these teams, the Aggie victory in the regular year, it was Paulslev who had 26 points in 39 minutes. He had the first 7 in that game. He has just shown such a combination of basketball IQ and intense toughness.
He does such a good job of being aggressive while at the same time letting the game come to him. He doesn't try to imprint his focus on the game. He feels it out, but when an opportunity creates itself, whether it's to attack downhill off the dribble or attack for a rebound, he goes with reckless abandon.
He is the 5th Aggie in double figures. Off the up fake, 3-ball, swish. Knocked down by Amir Robinson.
And that is at the point now where you got to go for a quick trap. If you don't get it, I think you got to start thinking foul.
Paulslev shouldered. Walker's got his second.
Robinson, first appearance of the night here deep into the second half. Good job coming in off the bench, being ready, knocking down the 3.
For Nevada to have a prayer at this point, you would need some misses from Utah State.
Need some misses at the free throw line. You got to get the ball up the floor quick. You don't have to necessarily settle only for threes. If you got a good attack and it's a clear finish at the rim, take it. But you got to play fast.
Utah State hasn't hit a field goal in almost 3 minutes, but assaulted its lead at the line. And they're closing quickly on 80, which has been a magic number under Jared Calhoun. When they get to 80 or more, 33-0. Three-point shot yet again. Chuck Bailey does it from deep. And Falslip calls a timeout. That's their last. We'll be back in just a bit. 11-point difference. Utah State by 11. Nevada has the game's only remaining timeout, but the Aggies have the arrow. Nevada still has a challenge. We have 1:16 to go. Utah State has the ball. The last 8 points for the Aggies have come at the line.
A lot of that due to the fact that you understand and expect pressure is going to occur. Be solid with the basketball, anticipate that foul, be tough with it, and then have the mental toughness to step up to the free throw line and knock them down.
I think Mason Falslip could run for office in Logan.
You know, he reminds me a lot of former Aggie Sam Merrill. I think Merrill was a better shooter during the course of his college career, but Merrill did all the little things that impacted winning. That's the same with Mason Falslip.
Let's go to Evan.
Well, I got to pick Dan Dickau's brain. I mean, he's an encyclopedia of college and NBA knowledge. Talked to Mason early in the week and asked him who his comp was maybe as a pro, and he couldn't even think of one, and it had me racking my brain. He does all the little things, but there's no obvious comp, Dan.
Nice. Great point there, Evan. I mean, Sam Merrill comes to mind simply for the fact that both Utah State alums, or soon to be alums in Falslip's case, but they impact winning. Merrill, one of the best shooters in Aggie history.
Foul on Allen, 104. And we still have another semifinal to come. It'll be a storied rivalry's perhaps conclusion, certainly at least sharing the same conference for now. San Diego State, New Mexico, their first 7 collisions in the Mountain West tournament. That victor has taken the title. Granted, 4 of them happened in the title game. Allen converts. Foul to Amir Robinson is first. Rolls in. Arnold trading. There's no time for Nevada. Bailey on high. Off. Snatched down by Collins. Here comes Falslip. Doubled. Somehow passes out of it to Elamine. Collins can feel the double. Allen. Kick corner Elamine. Milking that clock. 5 to shoot. Falslip lost it. Walker. Robinson. No. Timer off.
What a defensive effort for Utah State. Both teams off to a slow start in that first half, but Utah State's defense here in the second was active, forcing turnovers. Very few opportunities were clean looks for the Wolfpack in the second half.
The best in the Mountain West on the regular year. The Utah State Aggies are on to the Mountain West Tournament Championship for the 5th time in program history. All in the last 8 years. A final 79-66. A balanced attack with deadly defense. They were rarely threatened.
Nevada started to show some signs of life, but when they got opportunities, they couldn't fully get in that rhythm because that Aggie defense changing man to zone switch They seem to take away all of the rhythm of Nevada.
And just a little bit more rest as a result. That's the grace of the 1 seed. Utah State will take on the victor of our semifinal to come, San Diego State and New Mexico. It's one of the better nights of Adlon Elamin's career, the big freshman with Evan.
Adlon, congrats on the win. Tied a career high in 15 points. What was it about tonight that had you going?
We just came ready to play. We're taking one game at a time. We know how bad we want to win this whole thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just really my teammates. I just feed off my teammates' energy, and yeah, we got the dub.
How would you best describe this experience for you as a freshman? Your first chance at a Mountain West tournament, now you're heading to a championship game.
It's definitely an experience of a lifetime. I didn't know I would be here at this point in the beginning of the year. I didn't even know I played this much in the beginning of the year. But it's all my coaches and my teammates, really.
Yeah, we touched on it. You didn't start as a high school player. Now you're starting in a Mountain West school that's on its way to a championship and most likely an NCAA tournament next week. What's this experience been like?
It's been really exciting. It's just been really crazy to see, and it's just really credits to all my work.
Is this your first post-game interview?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
You did really well.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Our final score, Utah State 79, Nevada 66, a final and a first for Dan Dickow, Evan Washburn, and our entire crew. I'm John Sadak. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now to New York for Inside College Basketball. So long from Vegas, Utah State, on to the championship.